on the computer. And John Bash, over to you.
Well, thank you. Thank you. First of all, I do want to thank Cindy and Bo for inviting me to step into each of your lives today and perhaps share a few things with you that have made such a difference in my networking life. So with that said, first of all, I'm truly humbled that I have this opportunity. So literally, hopefully I can share a few things with you today that'll make a difference. But in today's exercise, what I'm going to attempt to do is to change the way you do your ASEA business. Because I think if you explicitly follow this exercise and incorporate what I'm going to talk to you about this morning into your day-to-day activities, you're going to rise above the crowd, because literally it will make a huge difference, and it'll put you onto the road, I think, of where you want to go with your ASEA business. And I'm talking about learning to ask questions. I've got a number of people in my team that are really good at this, and you know, like me, they've learned this over time. Gary Shambach is a good one, as an example. If Gary does a three-way with any of our prospects, he does a fabulous job because he spends a lot of time asking questions. And that's where I want to get you. I want you to learn to ask questions, because questions are important. They're important because they help you learn about your prospects' needs before you tell them about the ASEA products or the opportunity. And the reason for that is quite simple. The best way to help somebody understand how to stop their pain, and let's face it, that's the way problems in life are viewed by most people, as a pain. It's a pain in the neck, it's a pain in the back, and it's even a pain in the butt for some people. Those are kind of common descriptions people will use to describe their troubles. But the best way of helping people learn how they can stop the pain is by you asking questions first. And because questions literally, it's sort of it qualifies. And, you know, I want to be sure that when I say asking questions, that you're asking the right questions, because there's wrong questions too. I mean, maybe, like, for example, maybe you're talking to an overweight person and you say, hey, have you always been fat? I mean, that is not going to be a question that's going to get you any response back that you really want. You're going to actually irritate the person you're talking to. So it's questions, but it's clearly the right types of questions that we're going to be talking about. So by asking the right question, what's going to happen? It's going to allow you, at least temporarily, to step into somebody else's shoes, to sort of live inside their mind for a moment, to feel the pain that they feel. And it can allow you to understand, you know, the way they feel and why they're feeling the anxieties that are in their life, at least momentarily. And that's the thing that's important to you. And because if you understand where they're coming from, it gives you a chance then to present your solution to their problem. And that solution is either going to be obviously the product side or the business side, depending upon where that person is at. So if you think with me on this topic for just a moment, let's say when you go to a doctor and you have a pain or some kind of a problem, what does your doctor do? He asks you questions like, where does it hurt? Is it a persistent problem? How long have you had the pain? What kind of, you know, what caused this? Was it sudden trauma? He asks you a lot of different questions like that. And then and only then does he prescribe something. You don't just walk into the examination room and he looks at you and says, hey, I understand you've got a stomach ache. Here's a prescription. Take these and call me and tell me if you're all right. That's basically what a lot of people do in their ASEA business. They start presenting a solution to a person who may not even have that particular problem. So what we want to do is we want to make sure we understand what the problem is before we give them the solution. Because in the example of a doctor is the example that you need to be here at ASEA. You are literally the doctor to this person you're talking to. You've got the solutions. You have the greatest health product that's ever been brought to market, and you've got a tremendous financial opportunity attached to it. So you're the doctor with those particular types of solutions. But before you offer those solutions, be sure you understand what the pain is that the person is experiencing. So the other thing about questions is they put you in control of the conversation, which is where you need to be. I mean, in this business, you are going to be the doctor. And when you just open your mouth and you're offering solutions without ever knowing what the problems are, all you're really saying is, I need your business, or I need you to buy my product, or I really need to recruit somebody because I haven't recruited anybody in a couple of months. And all I'm going to do now is tell you why I think you need to join. That's really what you're saying when you're approaching people with just a solution up front when you don't know what the problem is. And I promise you, everybody has problems. The average person walks around on a day-to-day basis with the yellow emoji with a happy smile on their face. But behind that happy smile is pain. There's something that's causing them pain. There's something that they want in life that they cannot have doing what they're currently doing. And it's our job to figure out what that is. And then when we present our solution, it helps the individual connect the dots mentally of exactly how maybe what we're offering might be what they've been looking for. That's when it becomes their idea. And believe me, the questions build trust and rapport. It makes the person feel like they can confide in you. Perhaps maybe for them, you become the only person they feel can be trusted with some of their deepest, darkest secrets. And I mean, think of it this way. Who do you currently know that takes the time to ask you intelligent questions about issues that are important to you in your life, and then actually listens to your answers with genuine interest? How many can you say you have in your life that do that? Probably nobody is my guess. And if you have one or two, you're a lucky person. Most people, a lot of people, how many times have you said good morning to somebody and the way they respond, it's like they didn't even hear what you just said? I mean, people don't listen a lot either. So we have a twofold thing that we're talking about here: learning to ask questions and learning to listen to the answers. And from the answer you gain, you ask additional questions to expand the topic and get to the bottom of what's causing the pain in their life. And if you'll do that, you'll be surprised at the results you get. I mentioned Gary Shambach a few minutes ago. Gary is a master in our team of getting people to the biggest packages. Why? Because he asks them questions about their problems. They describe their problem, and he makes suggestions for solutions. And then they ultimately believe that in their own mind and heart that they're making the choice of what they want to do, because they are. And that's the key. You want them to choose. You don't want them joining your business or using your product because it was something you said or something you did. You want it to be something that they feel like they've discovered on their own. So, there's a lot of different kinds of people out there. And we have people in my group, and I'm sure in yours, that just love to talk. It's like they like hearing themselves talk or something. And that's all they want to do is talk, talk, talk. They can't do that. They got to be doing the listening to some important, poignant questions so that they can get the prospect from the point of where they are to here's how we might be able to help you, because that's our objective. How can I help this individual? What can I do to make their life easier and better? And so how can you get started in this? Well, what we're going to do here in just a couple of minutes is we're going to get started on it right now. I'm going to ask Cindy to partner each of you up in groups of 2. And one person, I want you to take 8 minutes. Okay, so we've got about 16 minutes for you to do that for this exercise. But I want you to take about your 8 minutes and just ask questions of the other person. Find out about them, understand who they are, why they're here, where do they live, what's important to them, how many kids do they have, what's going on with the kids. Just ask questions and don't make any statements of fact. None. Your job, the only time you're going to make a statement of fact is when you're answering a question that you've been asked by the other individual. Just ask questions, listen, and then expand that topic. Remember, this is you're not to make a single statement. I just want you to keep that thought in mind. I just want you to ask questions about anything and everything, and then listen, really listen to the answers that you receive. And then when we get back together here in 16 minutes or whatever it is, 10 minutes, I don't know, the time frames Cindy will set, the answers you receive at that point in time, we're going to sit back and talk about some of those answers and what you learned in this little exercise. And then I'll give you some additional information that I think you're going to find valuable. So Cindy, I'm going to give it to you.
All right, perfect. So Melanie Raffaella, you're going to go with Cosimo, and you guys can put in the chat your phone number if you want to communicate that way, or you can just chat back and forth. You guys are going to have to manage your own communication. Kevin Saunders, you're going to partner with Peg Coates. Marcia, you're going to partner with Leslie Johnson. Kat, you're going to partner with Phyllis. Colin, you're going to partner with Harrison. Bill, you're going to partner with Benita. Dorothy, you're going to partner with Gary. Carol, you're going to partner with Gary and Shirley Schambach. Brian, you're going to partner with David Stratansky. Barb, you're going to partner with Donald Tuman. Lisa Carmichael, you're going to partner with Russell Johnson. Barney, you're going to partner with Tommy Henderson. Susan, you're going to partner with Patricia. Linda Johnson, you're going to partner with Ed Weens. Kat and Mark, you're going to partner with Karen Denham. Amy Nolan, you're going to partner with Miriam Spencer. Lynette Lamore, you're going to partner with Rosemary. Denise, you're going to partner with iPhone Nelda Castillo. And Donald, you're going to partner with me. Okay, that should be everybody. And we have got about 10 minutes to get started. So I'm going to stop the live stream. Go ahead and partner with your person. We'll see you back here at 25 after the hour. Bye.